Without further ado, the first speaker we're going to kick this thing off with, you've seen him confront Antifa in downtown Portland. He has a massive following. Please welcome David Medina to the stage.
So this is what this feels like, being in front of you all. This is so great. I used to be in the back all these years of this great event. Can we just give it up for Dan Mason? I mean, how lucky are we to have him here in Oregon? It's so great. You know, a few years ago, as I was graduating George Fox, I felt like I was supposed to get involved with the conservative movement. I was working with, I started with PragerU in 2021, moved down to LA, and my sights weren't really staying in Oregon. And I just felt over the last 4 or 5 years this calling from the Lord, from God, and I want you guys to hear this because this should excite you. As I was working with creators, I worked with Officer Tatum, I've worked with Benny Johnson, I've worked with David Harris Jr., still work with David Harris Jr. today. I've had job offers that would have moved me across the country, and I just felt God say, don't give up on Oregon. Don't give up on Oregon. And I fought it. I said, Lord, how do I, this doesn't seem winnable, right? And I know a lot of you guys feel that. You guys often feel that, like it's like an uphill battle. It doesn't feel like we can win here. And I just constantly felt the Lord say, keep me in your sights and watch what I can do. Poor boy from Turner, Oregon, went to Cascade. My dad worked at Winco Foods, okay? We all love Winco. We all love the prices. They didn't jack up the prices like Walmart did during the inflation, during the Biden inflation, but growing up, just the poor boy, and it's just like, holy cow, if God can do this with someone like me, who I still don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I just go out there and flap my gums in front of Antifa. Well, they're easy. They're weaker than you think. I just want to let you know. They're not that strong. But I felt God just say, hey, don't give up on Oregon. And something told me to stay here. And, I see a lot of people in this room, a lot of people that I know that have been just such amazing examples, people that, political leaders in the Salem Capitol, people in the grassroots, people that I've learned so much from. And I have never felt more optimistic. I know this is going to sound crazy to some of you, but believe me, I have never felt more optimistic about an election cycle than 2026 coming up. Because God is doing something. I mean, I'm on the ground here in Oregon. Me and my team, we're down here. We're trying to do the best we can here in Oregon, trying to get everybody to fight in the same direction and do whatever we can in our small part. But, as you guys have seen some of my videos coming face to face with these, scholars of Antifa, right? The people that think they just know everything. And, a lot of things go through my mind when I'm talking to these people. And one of them is, like I said, they're really not that strong. They're not that smart either. But there are also a lot of them that are just lost. They're just lost. They're hurt people that were hurt earlier in their lives, and they're looking for belonging. A lot of them don't even know what they believe. If politics doesn't make sense to you, if you're looking at things and things don't look, they don't look up and up, and it's like, oh, well, Portland's gonna outvote us again. Folks, there's a reason why I'm still here. There's a reason why a lot of amazing people fighting in Oregon, not just me. There's a lot of people fighting for Oregon here. And there's a reason why we refuse to give up on Oregon. There's a reason why we believe we can win this state back. I'm telling you, something's gonna happen soon. Because I don't think God would still have me here, but let me tell you, some people say, well, don't you feel fear for your life when you're talking to Antifa? Don't you fear for your life when you go to downtown Portland and you're spreading the good news of Jesus, or you're talking about, voting Republican? And I just think to myself, something that God has shown me is, how small do you think I am? That's what God constantly reminds me of. How small do you think I am? And I tell them, you know what? We have something that Antifa doesn't have. We have something the left doesn't believe in. And that's, we have a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, as our guide, as our light. And that is how we win in Oregon, ladies and gentlemen.